Hello, today we will talking about hurricanes. Our team is formed by Karina Martinez, Ana Cecilia Rodriguez, Enrique Zúñiga and me, Mónica Méndez. This exhibition we will talking about what is hurricane, how do hurricanes form, the categories that exist, the most devastating hurricane in history and among other things. Introduction. The world is currently experiencing an era of concern as natural disasters are occurring more and more, and to a great degree. Among the most dangerous natural phenomena that exist are hurricanes. These are the largest and most violent storms on Earth. Let's start. What is a hurricane? A hurricane is a tropical cyclone with strong winds accompanied by heavy rains and thunderstorms. Only tropical cyclones that form over the Atlantic Ocean and the Eastern Pacific Ocean are called hurricanes. To be considered a hurricane, you must record sustained wind of at least 190 km per hour. The hurricane season is in the Atlantic Ocean. The season covers mid-August to the end of October. In the Eastern Pacific, the period includes May 15 to November 30. The hurricane is formed by different parts. The most important are I. It is the center of a storm. It is the calmest area of the cyclone. It is about 38 and 42 kilometers wide. The wall of the A. It is the most dangerous part of the storm. It is the only area where the winds of the total force of the hurricane will be found. The origin of the system is in warm waters with temperature about 26 degrees Celsius. Its formation requires a high degree of humidity in the atmosphere.
Created using Powtoon.
Hello, I'm going to talk about how do hurricanes form. First, tropical cyclones are like giant engines that use warm, moist air as fuel. That is why they form only over warm ocean waters near the equator. Air from surrounding areas with higher air pressure pushes into the low pressure area. The new air becomes warm and rises. The warm air continues to rise, the surrounding air swirls into to take its place, and the water in the air forms clouds. The whole system of clouds and winds spin and grows, fed by the ocean's heat and water evaporated from the surface. As the storm system rotates faster and faster, an eye forms in the center with the very low air pressure. Higher pressure air from above flows down into the eye.
Created using Powtoon.
Tropical cyclones are classified into three types according to the speed of their maximum winds. The first is called tropical depression, when its winds are less than 63 kilometers per hour. The second is a tropical storm, which includes winds between 63 kilometers per hour and 118 kilometers per hour. The third category is that of a hurricane with winds higher than 118 kilometers per hour. The Saffir-Simpson scale has 5 categories. Category 1 between 118 and 152 kilometers per hour. Minimal damage, damage to vegetation and spring, as well as some floods in coastal roads and roads. Category 2 between 153 and 178 kilometers per hour. Moderate damage. Minimal damage to dogs and non-structural damage to homes and buildings, demolition of vegetation, as well as flooding on coastal roads. Category 3 between 179 and 209 kilometers per hour. Extensive damage, partial destruction of houses, coastal buildings and docks, demolition of tall trees, and damaged and carried by the wind and swells they flood coastal areas. Category 4 between 210 and 250 kilometers per hour. Extreme damage, partial collapse of roofs and walls in houses, considerable damage to coastal buildings and docks, vegetation and sinks demolition, as well as partial erosion of beaches and flooding in coastal roads. Category 5 more than 250 catastrophic damage, total collapse of roofs and walls in houses. Light constructions are carried by the wind, extreme damage to docks, vegetation raised by wind, total erosion of beaches, and flooding on.
Created using Powtoon.
Worse still, it is surges that process the hurricane. The wind's right is to see tremendous waves that sometimes penetrate in air and flood everything that is in passage. Hurricanes form in specific areas of the world. We can find 6 basins or areas. Some of the most important areas where this happens are northeast of the Pacific. It is the second most active region in the world and the densest. Storms here mainly affect of Mexico and Hawaii.